I think they go after very highly empathetic people that they can mirror. So they'll mirror you back to yourself. When you show reaction to what they're mirroring back to you, they feel good about themselves. Initially, they're around you because they have to get something known as narcissistic supply. Narcissists in and of themselves do not have a high self-esteem. They have a lot of deep-rooted subconscious shame that makes them feel less than, unworthy, and there's a lot of self-loathing that goes on. They spend most of their day trying to mask any kind of connection with their mask, what they're showing the world, and the connection to their true self. One of the main ways that they survive their disorder is they'll surround themselves with highly warm, successful, empathetic, caring, good people, like true Christians in the church. And so one of the reasons that they flock to the church is it's an endless amount of supply of people being told, well, just forgive and forget, just turn the other cheek. You wouldn't want to be unforgiven, so, just extend that olive branch and just keep going with this person. Well, I kept on going for 10 years with my narcissists in the institution of Redeemer and Hope Network, and it just about killed me. So my recommendation is understand how they work, why they're attracted to you, and then realize the ways in which the institution, the church, is not setting you up for success if you were to call them out on latching onto you and then their abuse of you. At first, the narcissist is going to make you feel like $1 million. They're like emotional vampires, but before your blood is sucked dry, like your soul and your energy, they're first going to woo you. They're going to give you a job. That's really what happened with me at Redeemer. I met a narcissist, and then I met several. They want to make sure that you're first a part of their inner circle, so there's a lot of eyes on the ground to watch them deteriorate you so that everyone can see you fall from grace, fall down. It took me years to research this and understand how they work. If you have empathy and they can't feel empathy, they can't have remorse, they can't feel a deep love for another person, they don't know how to love themselves. They cannot connect with love. And mind you, these individuals are running churches. They're pastors running churches, and they cannot love. They're not capable of love. So we're dealing with another type of beast here. The Bible refers to it as not a sheep, but a wolf. They're not in it for the same reasons we are. They're not capable of it. And we love to hire them and promote them, but that's another video. They will first attract people that make them feel great, and they'll at the same time be brewing a deep hatred and contempt because there's something that we can do that they cannot do. We can love, we can feel, we can show remorse, say, oh, I'm sorry. We can show humility where we can be wrong. We have the ability to be wrong and then say sorry and then work on ourselves. All of these things, a narcissistic personality will completely despise, and it will spend time trying to destroy it. And narcissists, generally speaking, have to at least multiple times a day put people down in order to feel good about themselves, discard someone in order to feel powerful. So my discarding from the staffs at Redeemer Church were inevitable due to the number of narcissistic temperaments that were on that staff. So remember, whatever's around a narcissist, what goes up must come down. So you're first invited in, you're given a position, and then the discard devaluation began for me. They target people, again, that are opposite of themselves, but they'll target people that are set up to be vulnerable by society. You'll see this a lot in criminology. Serial rapists, serial killers will often target individuals who society just doesn't have as much value for, maybe a runaway kid or a prostitute. They'll target usually demographics where they'll be less likely to get caught because society is just not as keenly invested in searching for those bodies. Minority groups, there's a lot of that in criminology, and there's a lot of that in narcissistic abuse. So if you were a narcissist and you were given on basically unchecked power. And you were given a theology, it says all women must submit to you. Of course, usually that's completely misapplied, but a lot of women don't know what those scriptures mean. They don't know how they apply. So they're told, you must do whatever I say when I say it. And you were a narcissist and you were given that type of power and that type of doctrine over women and their bodies and their minds. Like, you would probably most likely identify women as some of your easiest people to pick off to get that narcissistic fix of, I'm going to use them to feel good about myself, I'm going to exploit them to feel powerful, and I'm going to throw them away and discard them, fire them, slander them, NDA them to feel even more powerful. That is how they function. And that is how this disorder chooses to roam the world. And it's happening every day all around New York City, and it's happening in the churches in New York City. It shouldn't be a surprise based on what we know about what scriptures say about wolves in sheep's clothing. This is specifically how they function.